Election time is just around the corner. And do you know what the job for the Public Service Commissioner is? Well, Travis Rose is our guest tonight on our first segment, and Travis is seeking that office. And Travis, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Hal.
You're quite welcome. Well, a couple of things I want to ask you, and we were talking before the program about how so many people do not realize what the Public Service Commissioner job entails. So if you would share with our viewers, you're brand new to politics. Why did you decide to jump in there, and more particular, why that particular office?
Well, the Public Service Commission regulates our utilities, our power, water, natural gas, and I think it's one of the most important offices in the state. They've got the duty to make decisions on our behalf for millions and billions of dollars that are financed at very long terms. I think it's important to have somebody in there with good communication skills that we can rely on, that wants to keep the voters and the ratepayers informed of what's going on.
Travis, in the past, do you feel like the current commissioner has not been living up to par in that position?
You know, I'm tempted to second guess some of the decisions, but when a decision's been made behind closed doors, I find it difficult to second guess them, really.
Yeah.
But it does put, I think, a lot of uncertainty and doubt in people's minds when we're going and spending $2.5 billion on something, and we've had one press release come out about it from our commission, and that nowhere in it does it mention the cost or the effect on rates. It brags about capturing 65% of the carbon dioxide from the plant, and that in particular really baffles me, because I'm not one of the global warming alarmists there. I don't think we should be wasting our money doing that, and in particular we defeated the cap and trade bill. You know, I'm not certain why that's going on and why the ratepayers are paying for that.
What qualifications do you feel you have? Why can Travis hold this position?
Well, I'm one of those, I guess. I don't feel our politicians are necessarily smarter than we are, and I'm kind of sick and tired of the, well, we can't explain, you wouldn't understand, this is complicated.
Yeah.
And I am familiar with these utilities. I work in telecommunications myself, and it's not that complicated. People may not understand the everyday terminology that we use in these industries, but it's really not that complicated that we can't be informed with people and make informed decisions.
Public Service Commissioner Travis, as you said, is involved with rates and with different types of industries and whatnot. Can a commissioner, and this is what a lot of people think, and there again we go back to what they really don't understand the job is. A lot of people think you or any person serving in that office can raise your rates or lower them on their own.
No.
I mean, if you were in office, could you lower somebody's rates on, so I'm just saying, telephones or power?
No. First of all, there's three commissioners, so no one commissioner can do anything by himself. But our rates usually change for a reason, either performance, the PEP rate increase there that we look at every year that gets reviewed. We have fuel surcharges that get looked at and need to get audited and looked at very closely. And the construction of new facilities. That's one of the things lately that's been in the news a lot. That's a huge expenditure that the Public Service Commission gets to decide how much of that the ratepayers pay and what they will accept as being applicable to construction costs and what they won't.
Travis, what kind of feedback are you getting from both the voters and from the Republican Party, and how does things feel out there to you?
Well, I think a lot of times any candidate running against an incumbent in their own party, probably the initial reaction from the party is, we already have this seat, why are you?
Yeah.
And just because there's already a Republican office holder in the seat, we still need to make sure that we're still the party of good government, I believe. And we still need to make sure that we're being transparent with our constituents.
Yeah.
As far as, what was the first part of that? I'm sorry.
Did you think long and hard about jumping into politics, and especially with that office?
I did. This is something I've been looking at for quite a few months there, and I saw somebody recently in the grocery store who didn't know I was running, and they said I didn't know you had any political aspirations. I said neither did I. I said I was always concerned about the issues, and I felt this was a good place to step up, that an office that we needed a change in.
Travis, how's the feedback been so far with you getting out? I know it's a big job, big task to try to meet all the voters in Jackson County, but how's the reception been?
Yes, it's been very good. It's been quite informative for most people so many people don't know that the office even exists, and they're not aware that the public service. Those who are aware usually think it has something to do with telemarketers and the no-call list, and I don't think that's a major part of the office. Sometimes it's a good PR thing. I guess it pulls on people's heartstrings, but no, people are very receptive to getting, especially when they're familiar with what's going on.
Yeah.
So maybe it is time to switch leadership there in the Public Service Commission.
What do you do right now, and what's your background?
I work in telecommunications. I install equipment that basically the backbone of our communication system, that all cellular sites and everybody's computers, phones, everything ties onto the same internet backbone there, and the fiber optic system that connects us to the world. Is
your family being supportive?
Yes, they are very supportive. I don't get to see them as often as I'd like. Running around to some of these events and trying to shake hands and meet people, but they are very much supportive, and I'm glad that a lot of times I do get to take them with me to events and introduce.
We are out of time, Travis. I'll give you about 30 seconds or so to ask the viewers for their support.
I'm Travis Rose. I'm from St. Martin here in Jackson County, and I'm running for Public Service Commission, which is 27 counties in South Mississippi. There's just 3 commissioners that decide our utility rates, and I think that it's very important that we get the politics out of the Public Service Commission and put the public service back in the Public Service Commission.
It's a lot of counties, isn't it?
That it is. That it is.
Well, Travis, of course, we wish you the best of luck, and we're going to follow you and see how things turn out for you, but best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome. Stay tuned.